The 7th Youth Leader Speech Contest. The Youth Leader Society will hold its annual speech contest. Our goal is to help young Japanese people develop communication and leadership skills. This year's competition has 3 stages. Our judges will select the winners of each stage. To take part in the grand final, you must successfully pass all 3 stages. The grand final. Place: Centennial Hall. Date: January 8, 2022. Topic: Today's Youth, Tomorrow's Leaders. Grand Prize. The winner can attend the Leadership Workshop in Wellington, New Zealand in March 2022. You must upload your materials online. All dates and times are Japan Standard Time (JST). You can check the results of Stage 1 and 2 on the website 5 days after the deadline for each stage. For more details and an application form, click here. Communication and Intercultural Studies. Dr. Christopher Bennett. The 3rd to the 31st of August 2021. Bennett.Christopher@ir-u.ac.uk. Tuesday and Friday. Call 020-9876-1234. 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Office hours. By appointment only. 9 classes 1 credit. Course description. We will be studying different cultures and learning how to communicate with people from different cultures. In this course, students will need to present their ideas for dealing with intercultural issues. Goals. After this course you should be able to understand human relations among different cultures. Present solutions for different intercultural problems. Express your opinions through discussion and presentations. Textbook. Smith, S. 2019. Intercultural Studies. New York. DNC Inc. Evaluation. 60% overall required to pass. 2 presentations. 90%, 45% each. Participation. 10%. Course takers evaluations 87 reviewers. Average. 4.89. Comment. Take this class. Chris is a great teacher. He is very smart and kind. The course is a little challenging but easy enough to pass. You will learn a lot about differences in culture. My advice would be to participate in every class. It really helped me make good presentations. Sunny Mountain Park. A great place to visit. Posted by Jan at 9:37 p.m. on the 15th of September 2020. Sunny Mountain Park finally opened last month. It's a big amusement park with many exciting attractions, including a huge roller coaster. See the map. I had a fantastic time there with my friends last week. We couldn't wait to try the roller coaster, but first we took the train round the park to get an idea of its layout. From the train, we saw the picnic zone and thought it would be a good place to have lunch. However, it was already very crowded, so we decided to go to the food court instead. Before lunch, we went to the Discovery Zone. It was well worth the wait to experience the scientific attractions there. In the afternoon, we enjoyed several rides near Mountain Station. Of course, we tried the roller coaster, and we weren't disappointed. On our way back to the Discovery Zone to enjoy more attractions, we took a short break at a rest stop. There, we got a lovely view over the lake to the castle. We ended up at the shopping zone, where we bought souvenirs for our friends and family. Sunny Mountain Park is amazing. Our first visit certainly won't be our last. Dave Starr, a living legend. At one time, Black Swan were the biggest rock band in the UK, and their dynamic leader Dave Starr played a large part in that achievement. Still performing as a solo singer, Dave's incredible talent has inspired generations of young musicians. When he was a little boy, Dave was always singing and playing with toy instruments. He was never happier than when he was playing his toy drum. At age 7, he was given his first real drum set, and by 10, he could play well. By 14, he had also mastered the guitar. When he was still a high school student, he became a member of the Bluebirds, playing rhythm guitar. To get experience, the Bluebirds played for free at school events and in community centers. The band built up a small circle of passionate fans. Dave's big break came when, on his 18th birthday, he was asked to become the drummer for Black Swan. In just 2 years, the band's shows were selling out at large concert halls. It came as a shock, therefore, when the lead vocalist quit to spend more time with his family. However, Dave jumped at the chance to take over as lead singer even though it meant he could no longer play his favorite instrument. In the following years, Black Swan became increasingly successful, topping the music charts and gaining even more fans. Dave became the principal songwriter, and was proud of his contribution to the band. However, with the addition of a keyboard player, the music gradually changed direction. Dave became frustrated, and he and the lead guitarist decided to leave and start a new group. Unfortunately, Dave's new band failed to reach Black Swan's level of success, and stayed together for only 18 months. Hi, thanks for your email. That's interesting data. I know that the number of international visitors to Japan increased previously, but I never paid attention to their length of stay. I assume that visitors from Asia come for shorter stays since they can go back and forth easily. Also, the table shows that Asian visitors, overall, tend to spend more on shopping compared to visitors from Europe and Australia. I guess this is probably because gift giving in Asian cultures is really important, and they want to buy gifts for friends and family. For example, I have seen many Asian tourists shopping around Ginza, Harajuku, and Akihabara. Perhaps they don't have to spend so much money on accommodations, so they can spend more on shopping. I'd like to talk about this. However, I've heard that visitors from Asia are now becoming interested in doing some other things instead of shopping. We may see some changes in this kind of data in the near future. Best, Hannah. P.S. This message is going to Rick, too. Hi, thanks for sending your data. This will help us prepare for our presentation. I notice from the data that Australians spend the most on entertainment. I'll present on this. Also, the other day, on Japanese TV, I saw a program about Australian people enjoying winter sports in Hokkaido. I wonder how much they spend. I'll look for more information. If you find any, please let me know. This could be good for a future project. In addition, I agree with Hannah that there seems to be a big difference in the length of stay depending on the country or region the visitor is from. What about you? Do you want to talk about what Hannah found in relation to the spending habits? I think this is very interesting. All the best, Rick. P.S. This message is going to Hannah, too. Vivian Mayer. This is the story of an American street photographer who kept her passion for taking pictures secret until her death. She lived her life as a caregiver, and if it had not been for the sale of her belongings at an auction house, her incredible work might never have been discovered. It was 2007. A Chicago auction house was selling off the belongings of an old woman named Vivian Mayer. She had stopped paying storage fees, and so the company decided to sell her things. Her belongings, mainly old photographs and negatives, were sold to three buyers: Maloof, Slattery, and Prow. Slattery thought Vivian's work was interesting, so he published her photographs on a photo-sharing website in July 2008. The photographs received little attention. Then, in October, Maloof linked his blog to his selection of Vivian's photographs, and right away, thousands of people were viewing them. Maloof had found Vivian Mayer's name with the prints, but he was unable to discover anything about her. Then an internet search led him to a 2009 newspaper article about her death. Maloof used this information to discover more about Vivian's life, and it was the combination of Vivian's mysterious life story and her photographs that grabbed everyone's attention. Details of Vivian's life are limited for two reasons. First, since no one had interviewed her while she was alive, no one knew why she took so many photographs. Second, it is clear from interviews with the family she worked for that Vivian was a very private person. She had few friends. Besides, she had kept her hobby a secret. Vivian was born in 1926 in the United States to an Austrian father and a French mother. The marriage was not a happy one, and it seems her mother and father lived apart for several years. During her childhood, Vivian frequently moved between the US and France, sometimes living in France, and sometimes in the US. For a while, Vivian and her mother lived in New York with Jean Bertrand, a successful photographer. It is believed that Vivian became interested in photography as a young adult, as her first photos were taken in France in the late 1940s using a very simple camera. She returned to New York in 1951, and in 1956 she moved to Chicago to work as a caregiver for the Jensberg family. This job gave her more free time for taking photographs. In 1952, at the age of 26, she purchased her first 6x6 camera, and it was with this that most of her photographs of life on the streets of Chicago were taken. For over 30 years she took photos of children, the elderly, the rich, and the poor. Some people were not even aware that their picture was being taken. She also took a number of self-portraits. Some were reflections of herself in a shop window. Others were of her own shadow. Vivian continued to document Chicago life until the early 1970s, when she changed to a new style of photography. An international award-winning documentary film called Finding Vivian Mayer brought interest in her work to a wider audience. The film led to exhibitions in Europe and the US. To choose the photographs that best represent her style, those in charge of the exhibitions have tried to answer the question, what would Vivian Mayer have printed? In order to answer this question, they used her notes, the photos she actually did print, and information about her preferences as reported by the Gensbergs. Vivian was much more interested in capturing moments rather than the outcome. So, one could say the mystery behind Vivian's work remains largely undeveloped. Recent changes at the Royal Shakespeare Company. By John Smith. Feb. 20, 2020. We are all different. While most people recognize that the world is made up of a wide variety of people, diversity showing and accepting our differences is often not reflected in performing arts organizations. For this reason, there is an increasing demand for movies and plays to better represent people from various backgrounds as well as those with disabilities. Arts Council England, in response to this demand, is encouraging all publicly funded arts organizations to make improvements in this area. One theatre company responding positively is the Royal Shakespeare Company (RSC), which is one of the most influential theatre companies in the world. Based in Stratford-upon-Avon in the UK, the RSC produces plays by William Shakespeare and a number of other famous authors. These days, the RSC is focused on diversity in an attempt to represent all of UK society accurately. It works hard to balance the ethnic and social backgrounds, the genders, and the physical abilities of both performers and staff when hiring. During the summer 2019 season, the RSC put on 3 of Shakespeare's comedies, As You Like It, The Taming of the Shrew, and Measure for Measure. Actors from all over the country were employed, forming a 27-member cast, reflecting the diverse ethnic, geographical, and cultural population of the UK today. To achieve gender balance for the entire season, half of all roles were given to male actors and half to female actors. The cast included 3 actors with disabilities currently referred to as differently abled actors, 1 visually impaired, 1 hearing impaired, and 1 in a wheelchair. Changes went beyond the hiring policy. The RSC actually rewrote parts of the plays to encourage the audience to reflect on male-female power relationships. For example, female and male roles were reversed. In The Taming of the Shrew, the role of the daughter in the original was transformed into the son and played by a male actor. In the same play, a male servant character was rewritten as a female servant. That role was played by Amy Trigg, a female actor who uses a wheelchair. Trigg said that she was excited to play the role and believed that the RSC's changes would have a large impact on other performing arts organizations. Excited by all the diversity, other members of the RSC expressed the same hope that more arts organizations would be encouraged to follow in the RSC's footsteps. The RSC's decision to reflect diversity in the summer 2019 season can be seen as a new model for arts organizations hoping to make their organizations inclusive. While there are some who are reluctant to accept diversity in classic plays, others welcome it with open arms. Although certain challenges remain, the RSC has earned its reputation as the face of progress. Oral health. Looking into the mirror. In recent years, governments around the world have been working to raise awareness about oral health. While many people have heard that brushing their teeth multiple times per day is a good habit, they most likely have not considered all the reasons why this is crucial. Simply stated, teeth are important. Teeth are required to pronounce words accurately. In fact, poor oral health can actually make it difficult to speak. An even more basic necessity is being able to chew well. Chewing breaks food down and makes it easier for the body to digest it. Proper chewing is also linked to the enjoyment of food. The average person has experienced the frustration of not being able to chew on one side after a dental procedure. A person with weak teeth may experience this disappointment all the time. In other words, oral health impacts people's quality of life. While the basic functions of teeth are clear, many people do not realize that the mouth provides a mirror for the body. Research shows that good oral health is a clear sign of good general health. People with poor oral health are more likely to develop serious physical diseases. Ignoring recommended daily oral health routines can have negative effects on those already suffering from diseases. Conversely, practicing good oral health may even prevent disease. A strong, healthy body is often a reflection of a clean, well-maintained mouth. Maintaining good oral health is a lifelong mission. The Finnish and US governments recommend that parents take their infants to the dentist before the baby turns 1 year old. Finland actually sends parents notices. New Zealand offers free dental treatment to everyone up to age 18. The Japanese government promotes an 80/20 campaign. As people age, they can lose teeth for various reasons. The goal of the campaign is still to have at least 20 teeth in the mouth on one's 80th birthday. Taking a closer look at Japan, the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare has been analyzing survey data on the number of remaining teeth in seniors for many years. One researcher divided the oldest participants into 4 age groups: A 70 to 74, B 75 to 79, C 80 to 84, and D 85+. In each survey, with the exception of 1993, the percentages of people with at least 20 teeth were in ABCD order from high to low. Between 1993 and 1999, however, Group A improved only about 6 percentage points, while the increase for B was slightly higher. In 1993, 25.5% in Group A had at least 20 teeth, but by 2016 the Group D percentage was actually 0.2 percentage points higher than Group A's initial figure. Group B increased steadily at first, but went up dramatically between 2005 and 2011. Thanks to better awareness, every group has improved significantly over the years. Dentists have long recommended brushing after meals. People actively seeking excellent oral health may brush several times per day. Most brush their teeth before they go to sleep and then again at some time the following morning. Dentists also believe it is important to floss daily, using a special type of string to remove substances from between teeth. Another prevention method is for a dentist to seal the teeth using a plastic gel sealant that hardens around the tooth surface and prevents damage. Sealant is gaining popularity especially for use with children. This only takes one coating and prevents an amazing 80% of common dental problems. Visiting the dentist annually or more frequently is key. As dental treatment sometimes causes pain, there are those who actively avoid seeing a dentist. However, it is important that people start viewing their dentist as an important ally who can, literally, make them smile throughout their lives.